This Too Sharp with ET, your daily dose of business news, and I am Nisha Poddar. So, the two important stories that you must know about today. So, what $40 billion demand bomb is really ticking under the surface of India's economy. And second big story is the markets, which started strong on hopes of a peace in the Middle East, but the mood flipped after Israel ordered new strikes on Iran. A $40 billion demand bomb is ticking under the surface of India's economy. And when it explodes over the next 18 to 24 months, it could really be the next big stock market trigger for all of us. Now, lower taxes, expected pay hikes, as well as cheaper loans, they are putting more money in people's hands of you and me. HSBC estimates that this will boost discretionary spending by $30 to $40 billion, and that's nearly 15% jump on India's current $250 billion consumption base. Let's also break it down. $12 billion in tax savings, $18 to $26 billion from the 8th pay commission salary hike, and $3 to $4 billion coming in from the lower mortgage rates. Remember, we had a rate cut. Analysts predict that a significant portion will be allocated directly to spending. BofA Securities says that the consumption is ready to accelerate in the country. Real wages in rural India are rising. So the credit growth is improving. Low inflation is also boosting the household confidence on the spending side. Urban demand is also getting a lift with 1% rate cut. We got 12 lakh crore rupees of liquidity easing. Now, these lower risk weights for NBFCs as well as the MFIs, and HSBC says that this revival cuts across categories coming from autos to electronics, even dining outside to FMCG. BNP sees food delivery as well as the quick commerce finally turning profitable. So Swiggy as well as the Journal listed companies are expected to benefit the most. Nomura adds a valuation trigger. Many consumption stocks have corrected and are now trading below their 5-year averages. And don't count out, remember, the rural India. InCred Equities points to a 3.3% jump in rural sentiment, which is helped by the strong Rabi crop returns and an early monsoon. So the $40 billion question is, are you positioned for the consumption comeback in the country? Markets started strong on hopes of peace in the Middle East, but the mood flipped after Israel ordered new strikes on Iran. So the uncertainty really remains, and Sensex jumped over 1,100 points intraday, but gave up most of it and closed just 158 points higher today. Nifty 50, that stayed above the 25,000 mark, but gains really narrowed to just 0.3%. Adani Ports, Jio Financial, Grasim were some of the top movers. The small caps as well as the mid caps outperformed today, rising by around 0.7% each. But the real action was in one sector, oil. Crude prices, they tanked after Trump's announcement of ceasefire deal between Israel as well as Iran. So there was some let-up, and Brent fell 5% to trade under $68. WTI crashed to its lowest level that we have seen since early June, and Israel's latest airstrikes then triggered fresh uncertainty. Its defense minister called Iran's move a ceasefire violation and also ordered a forceful response. So the market experts believe that early market optimism was a little too early, and that faded due to renewed geopolitical risks, one, and FNO expiry volatility as a second factor. Geojit's view is that Q1 earnings add to that the domestic macro strength will really now guide the next moves for the market. Brent's steep fall is being watched closely, and analysts say that the resistance near $78 to $80 is strong. Unless there's a major disruption, crude may stay soft, which is a positive for India. With that, it's a wrap on Too Sharp with ET. Thanks so much.